Hey, today I'm presenting you my coaching session with a legend player who wanted to create a plan how to climb MMR. We talked about hero choices, approach for every game, and how to consistently have a plan in order to climb MMR. If you enjoy my coaching sessions, keep in mind you can book one. Join our support heaven Discord for details. And now, let's jump into the session. What would you say are your best heroes as position 5? The ones you want to pick every game? Because you're first picking your hero, right?
Yeah. I love Witch Doctor, Shaman, and Jakiro to be honest. But Jakiro I can swap Jakiro for anything. I like strong laners, and at the moment, Witch Doctor, you can just roll your head on the keyboard, and as long as you get a kill with Maledicted, seems to be free lane. But
For the
I
position
don't know.
5, I would say this pool is good enough. I don't need
Okay.
you need to change anything. If you don't
Oh
like
right.
melee
Okay.
heroes, it's like whatever.
Yeah. All
'Cause
right.
I think you're kind of lacking something like a task here. I think it's a useful hero to play some lanes with, but in the end, you're first picking your hero. So if you pick
Yeah.
task and then your carry picks like a passive hero that doesn't want to kill, you'd rather play like a Jakiro, right?
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
Lich and Lion are good as well, but I think I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure
Lich
whether.
is fine, I would say.
Yeah.
Lion is kind of tricky because it's a weak
Oh,
laner.
okay. Yeah.
And that's the problem with the climbing. So for the climb, you really want to win your lanes. That's your main goal early on, hero-wise.
Okay.
And then because you can, if you win the lanes, you have so much more to do on the map, right? That's your main goal. Okay, going to position 3. What
This is where I'm
heroes do you
struggling.
want to play?
So my position 3 is I've got Legion, Axe, and I've been for some reason my highest win rate as an offlaner at the moment is Necrophos, which is not even really a orthodox offlaner, is it? But I've played 14 games and I've got a 79% win rate with that hero at the moment.
It's very strong. I agree with that.
Yeah, it's but in terms of it being a conventional offlane, I don't know. What do you think between my axe win rate's really bad, and I'm not sure why because it was good at one point. Oh,
So for climbing, I'm obviously not an offlaner myself, but for
yeah.
climbing, I would rather pick a hero that scales than not. Which is like
Okay.
Necrophos is a perfect example of that. Because it's a
Right.
strong laner, quite strong laner, and at least in most cases, depending on the draft you're facing. But I think it's a very strong laner. Just make sure you skill your W, right? Just before level 5. Because when I see people putting second point in aura, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Because the magic wand tech is like something you need to abuse a lot on this hero. Which is you just collect the magic wands and then you pop your W and you're full HP again.
Yeah.
And by the way, this hero is very good with soaring. It's something I've been getting on this hero if I'm playing him, because it feels like all of his problems early on are fixed by the soaring. Which is like you get HP, armor, and then mana to start your snowball if you're ever like out of mana, which can happen sometimes. Okay, is there any other hero you want to play as position 3?
I don't think so. No, do you have any suggestions or?
No. I mean, right now, if you want to ask me if you're missing anything, I think if you like Necro, very good hero right now is Razor. It's kind of similar to Necro, but you can build more towards your team. It's like a lane dominator, just like Necro sometimes.
Yeah.
But then you can get like a pipe and Crimson Guard, Arcane Boots into Greaves, and this hero is unkillable. It's like you're playing offlane, but then you're playing like a carry as well. It's like both at the same time, if you want, but we can remove it for now. I think this pool is good enough.
Right, okay. No worries.
So we've got the heroes sorted out. Now, if you're queuing for a game, are you queuing like both roles only, or you're marking everything?
I currently mark hard support, and offlane, and then if I do get position 4, I pick a Vengeful Spirit most of the time because I think that hero's brilliant at the moment. But yeah, that's the only position 4. Otherwise, if Vengeful's not available, I'll pick one of the top heroes, so your Witch Doctor, Jakiro, or Shaman. But
Okay.
I
The
try
pool
to
is
keep
good.
the pit pool down. Yeah.
Okay, so what would you say are the most important thing when it comes to climbing in terms of
Ooh.
what are your beliefs? Because
So obviously my beliefs aren't accurate because if they were, I'd be climbing. But I think PMA is massive in games because so many people just flame and blame. Like there's guys I'm playing with at the moment, and they're just blaming. Like I know one of them in real life, and it's every game. It's never our fault when we can always do something better. We can always improve. But yeah, it's. I don't know. Like I like to play. Like the macro game is massive. I think so. I think you should always go for towers. And when you get in the tier twos, you've got choice between your Roshan and your Tormentor. Try and make sure that they're always off cooldown. And then for me, one of my weaknesses is like there's been a couple of games the last 2 days where we'd be stomping, absolutely stomping, and then we just can't push high ground and then end up throwing.
this happens a
So
lot.
yeah, it's I think itemization. I rely too much on generic builds. I need to maybe think outside the box. I don't know whether yeah. There's a few things. Even like laning items. Is there items I can build to win the lane better? And you know what I mean. It's I'm not sure really.
Okay,
It's a struggle. Yeah.
that's enough for me. So I just want to show you. I'll take your replay first because this is gonna be. We don't need to go over it. I'm just gonna show you the moments where you can think about the map in the certain way every game,
Yeah.
and it doesn't matter what are you facing, what are your heroes, are you winning or losing, doesn't matter. It's
Okay.
something that I'm gonna touch on the next video most likely, which is gonna be a bigger picture.
Right.
Because this is what we want to focus on, not a single game, not a single mistake. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We
That's
need
what I
to.
want. If I can improve the macro, then I think if I take that blueprint into each game, like you said, but it doesn't matter what role you are, you should be able to help the win.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So let's talk about macro game in this
yeah.
case. This game, right? Doesn't
Okay.
matter. Like we don't care about your hero, your items as of now. What's your main goal during Dota game in the first like 10 minutes, 10 to 12 minutes, let's say?
The goal of myself or the lane.
I mean, let's start with you. Okay, let's put it this
Yeah.
way.
So my goal in lane is to really, I
Put
would
it in
say,
simple terms. Just keep that in mind.
yeah, just to get more XP and gold than the enemy. That's it, isn't it?
It's basically winning your lane, right?
Yeah.
You
Winning the lane,
want to
yeah.
win your lane. This is the start. So obviously you cannot. That's your main goal. It's obviously
Yeah.
not gonna happen every time, but that's your main goal. So what that means is you don't really want to do anything stupid that is gonna just
Yeah.
ruin your lane in the first 5-6 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So what you want to do right now, because you're at this level, it doesn't matter what are your priorities later on. Like if
Right.
you have a hero that you want to stack for, all of that shit, it matters a lot, obviously. But again, this is like a goal that is gonna. If you know that you should win your lane every game, and then you have like two heroes that you want to stack for, this is an exception, right? So what is gonna ruin the lane for you if you play it normally?
Dying.
Yeah,
Dying,
yeah.
yeah.
So what is gonna ruin the lane for enemy?
Them dying.
Yes, it's kind of simple. Or
Yeah.
most. So what matters here is just trading your HP efficiently. So first of all, if you're playing hero like a Jakiro, you need to trade your HP efficiently. Resources basically, which is HP and
Yeah.
mana, but most HP, right? Because that's the way you want to kill. So if you're playing Jakiro, there is not a single hero in Dota that can outtrade you if you play your hero perfectly, right? You're the
Yeah.
strongest laner, right? So if you're playing a strong laner, you really want to avoid anything else than laning. It is that simple, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't want you to play a hero like Jakiro and just roam around the map, go stack and all of that shit. No.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could be doing that. I'm not saying it's gonna be wrong. But most of the times, it's gonna be more efficient for you to just stay on this lane for 5-6 minutes and just abuse that you're a strong laner, right?
Yeah.
So I want you to think about your hero, whichever the hero it is. But most of the heroes that we've picked are actually strong laners.
Yeah.
So if you're playing strong laners, you want to lane a lot. Because the higher you go, let's say you reach Immortal level, which is hopefully going to be the case, then we can talk about what is the most optimal for the macro game. But for you,
okay.
when you're trying to climb, I would say if you play the hero that is strong laner and you just play it on the lane, not doing anything stupid, not securing runes at 4 minutes and all of that, I mean, you could be doing that, right? But 80-90% of the cases, if you play on the lane, that's going to be beneficial for you and for your team. Because first goal, as we said, is to win your lane. That's your first goal. In the first like 6, 8, I don't know, 10 minutes, depending on the lane you've got, right?
Yeah.
So that's your first goal. Now, let's say you manage to win your lane. How do you open up the map?
Just taking a tier 1 tower. Yeah. So normally the most important one is either mid or their safe lane, isn't it? Because you open their jungle. But then I guess, is that anyone's good, I guess, isn't it?
Yes. But again, we have to focus ourselves on certain things. Because when I ask you what is the most important thing to climb, notice how you listed like 15 different things.
Yeah.
And this is not something we want to focus on. Like,
no.
It's like too broad. I want you to have a clear goal in every single game.
Right. That's what I want, to be honest. If you can provide me with something like that, then I'll be very thankful.
There's like 4 strong laners when you're playing position 5, sorry. Yeah. 4 of them, like all of them. So basically, you can play the same way. I mean, try to play the same way with every single hero you pick out of those. Yeah. Okay, so you need to open up the map. And then there's a difference between your heroes. What's the difference between Shaman and Jakiro and then Lich and Witch Doctor?
Two are really good at pushing.
Yes.
And 2 are really good at team fighting.
Okay. I mean, so basically those 2 heroes can push a tower themselves and those 2 heroes cannot.
No.
So if you want to open up the map early on, if your hero is good at that, let's imagine you're playing the Shaman. What it requires you to open up a tower? Just
a creep wave, isn't it, really?
I would say level 6 on Shaman, right?
Okay, yeah, of course,
You need your ultimate. So your goal is to, if you pick a Shaman, you win your lane, and when you win your lane, past, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 minutes, your next goal is to get your level 6. That means if your lane is just doing fine, hopefully, right, you're winning your lane, you need to find yourself in a position that you can get levels. Whether that's your lane, keeping playing on your lane, that's great. But maybe there's a free lane on the mid lane, or maybe there's a free lane on the top lane. Or maybe your carry is just hitting creeps, so you're gonna pull, right? But your main goal after, winning your lane is to get level 6. For the Jakiro, it's kind of different, right? Because you can start hitting tower as early as, I don't know, level 5 even, level 4. So you're playing Jakiro position 5, right? You told me that the most important towers are going to be mid and top, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, I don't know if it's changed with Roshan rotating.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, obviously, if you get this tower for free, if you're playing position 5, that's great. Sometimes it's going to be like that because you're going to have a double creep wave and then you're just going to start blasting this tower, right? Sometimes it's going to happen. But your main goal is obviously to get this tower and this tower, right?
Yeah, is it in order in importance?
Yes, but you need to answer me that, right? Okay. Which one, if you're playing here, which one is closer one to you?
Mid, yeah.
Is it?
No, it's sorry,
Correct.
the twin gates.
Yes,
yeah, the twin
you
gate.
have a twin gate. So this one It's not
Yeah.
only more important, by the way, in terms of macro gameplay,
Yeah.
because it is more important, because I made a video on this as well. You open up
Okay.
this camp, and this camp and this camp are suddenly yours, right? And those camps are
Right.
contested at this point. When you open
Yeah.
up the mid tower, what matters here, you open up mid rotations, which is
Yeah.
very important as well. But the most efficient way for you is to just go to this lane. Why? Because you're gonna have the same levels as their safe lane, right? Hopefully,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And not running into the mid lane that has like, 3 levels above you. And then you're gonna
Yeah.
have 3 heroes versus 2 heroes, so you're kind of safer, right? If you run
Yeah.
into this guy and he's like, you have your mid laner, but then you don't kill this guy is probably just gonna kill you, right? So, if you're playing a hero that can take this tower, which is like a shaman or Jakiro, you want to take this tower as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Or at least put a pressure on it. Because the moment you rotate away from your lane, if you obviously won your lane, right? If it's over, let's say their position 4 just died. If you rotate away from this tower, let's imagine this happens. You killed position 4, your carry is very happy. How do you keep him happy? If you
Give him
rotate
vision,
away,
isn't it?
if you go to the gate and you show up on the top lane, the chances are that this position 4 is going to TP top instead of TPing mid, right?
Yeah.
Bot.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna see more heroes on the top lane. Okay, I need to help them. I just died. I don't want to play on this lane because they will kill me again. I will just come here. So you create space for your carry by playing away from him,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
When it's not the case, this is the case. It's gonna be different if you're the kill combo here. If your carry is only allowed to kill people when you're playing with him, which is like you're playing shaman, he's playing anti-mage, right? Then you're the reason. If you hold this person, he's gonna kill him. Then you can stay on your lane here, right? And instead of rotating here, just play with your carry. You get your 6, and when you get your 6, instead of killing a single person, you kill a tower, which is always more important. Killing a tower is better than killing a person, right? So this is your main goal if you're playing heroes that can push a tower. Now, going back, those heroes are not really good at pushing the tower themselves, right?
Yeah.
So what's the way you can push a tower with those heroes?
With a team?
Yes.
Yeah, just with a team.
And okay.
Kills and get kills and
It
team.
obviously depends on the draft, right? But in short, the easiest way to kill a tower with those heroes, which is like the lane dominator, is to make sure that the guy that pushes a tower has a good game. Whether that's offlane, your carry, or the mid lane, or the other support. So, if you have a DP offlane, let's put it this way, and your DP has level 6 or almost level 6, you really want to make him able to destroy a tower, which is, if he's playing offlane and you gank his lane through the portal, then suddenly he's just gonna get the tower, right? Because you just gotta kill here, he's gonna open up the tower.
I don't use them portals enough either, so even just this conversation was gonna open up a lot.
No. You need to keep something in mind. Like this lane is way closer to this lane than to the mid lane. This is what you need to understand. It's like extra, I don't know, 4 seconds, right? Portal takes 4 seconds. So it's like 1,000 units that you're gonna walk. So basically from here to like here, right? This is the difference. This is the difference. So if you're playing here, you can either be here or here in 7 seconds. That's the difference.
Yeah.
So it's way closer, right? And obviously creating overloads on enemy carry side is always good. Because he's gonna cry, he's gonna get angry, he's not gonna get farm. And this is something that you're gonna abuse a lot in your ranked games. So Yeah. So, okay. So your main so talk to me, right? You're playing position 5. What are your goals? We covered that already, right?
Yeah. So my goals, stay in lane, get levels fast, and try and get high levels in the enemy. and then when if we get kills, potentially go to the opposite lane and try and get the safe lane tower first. Gank using the portal to open up the map.
Okay.
That's
I think we didn't cover one thing, which is
yeah.
how you win the lane. What items are you supposed to buy?
Oh, see, this is again, this is where my knowledge sucks. So for me, my basic go-to in lane are always the wand. I've been trying to buy a lot more blood grenades to set up kills.
Mhm.
I don't stop buying them until like minute 7, which could potentially be a waste of gold. But stats, I think I need more stats in lane. So I don't know. Could you suggest what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sort of blueprint is
Okay,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah.
in-game gold?
It's actually very simple again. So,
Ah,
um, the way I want you to think about it is
yeah,
the lane is 2 versus 2, right?
yeah,
The only way, if you're playing a strong laner, we just said that you're playing strong laners. So most of the
hmm,
heroes, like I would say all of them are most likely to win 1 versus 1 trade, right? Versus
right,
any other hero.
yeah, yeah,
That's how it is. So the way you want to play on the lane is to either trade versus a guy you're gonna win against, or force him into situations where you're gonna be 2 heroes hitting 1 hero. And this is how you win lanes. Nothing crazy. You don't fight 2 versus 2. No, this is what, like way too risky. I mean, sometimes you're gonna win
yeah,
it. It's fine. But your main goal is you go to the lane and you
hmm,
ask yourself, do I win the trades versus each hero? If that's the
yeah.
case, you really want to force them. And obviously, if you're
Okay.
playing support, it's very unlikely that the carry is going to try to trade versus you. It's very
Hmm.
unlikely.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
first question you ask yourself, do I win trade versus supports? If that's
Right.
the case, I'm just going to focus on that, which is if I win trades by just using my both spells, I'm just going to
Yeah,
make sure I only use them on that hero
yeah.
because that's my
Okay.
main goal. And then I'm going to make sure I have resources to
Hmm.
focus that guy, which is like, having mangos, tangos, all of that. I don't want you to ever like rush boots. No,
Yeah.
we are focusing on the lane. You're gonna buy
Right.
boots as soon as you don't need to spend gold on region. But first, like
Yeah.
3 minutes, I want you to spend gold on region and just
Okay.
abuse that.
You say at any point is a Basilius better than getting say clarities or mangoes, or
I
would you always
mean,
go for?
if your lane wants it, I mean, you can go for it. Sometimes, if you're playing like hero, like a Jakiro, and there's like okay, when it would be a better idea to not buy a region and just buy boots instead, let's say.
Yeah.
So what's the situation like? What needs to happen for you to buy boots early? If
Well, a
you're
lot of
playing like a
kills, isn't
Jakiro,
it? A lot of kills. Otherwise, I'm not gonna get gold.
I would say so. With those heroes, is actually very similar as well, which is my Dota crashed. I think doesn't matter. Give me a second. It is important if enemy heroes are unlikely to catch you if you have boots. It's
Okay.
that simple, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But because if you're playing like a hero, playing versus Oracle, playing versus Lich, all of the heroes that are range heroes basically,
Hmm.
they you don't need boots for them because you're not gonna escape them, right? If you want to trade.
No, no.
But if you're playing a range hero against a melee position 5, let's say, or 4,
Hmm.
and then you get boots and you can kite him over and over, then
Yeah.
it's a good option, right?
Right.
But again, mostly I want you to focus on the region in the first 3 minutes.
Okay.
So you win the trades by taking them if they are good for you, and if the
Yeah.
trades are not good for you, you need to create 2 versus 1 scenario, which is force enemy heroes to be away from their allies. And you can do it in a million ways. You can just
Yeah.
make someone be stupid, like start trading versus him randomly,
Yeah.
and just make sure your offlaner just walks in or your carry walks in. Or what you can do also is play around pools. And then you pull the creeps and enemy carries suddenly along, right? And then
Yeah, yeah.
you just go on it. So This situation is obviously reversed. So I never want you, never, focus on that as well. I never want you to be caught in a 1 versus 2 scenario.
Okay.
It is that
Yeah.
simple. Because again,
Yeah.
simple terms, right? So,
That'd be cool.
okay, so going back. You trade well, get levels, get towers, right? This
Yeah.
is your start. After that, what do you think is the most optimal? Let's say you took this tower, and this tower.
Yeah.
What
What's the next optimal tower?
is it?
Oh, I'd say mid tier 2, just for the distance.
No, no,
Is
no,
it
no,
the
no. Okay,
no?
let's say
No.
it's 12 minutes in. You took all the towers. Great,
Yeah.
game is looking great. Can you push
Yeah.
tier 2 tower at this point?
No, it's too early, isn't it?
So, what should be your move then, if you cannot take the
Um,
tower?
12 minutes. You're
Yes,
looking for ganks, I
possibly,
think.
right? So you can play for the
Yeah, yeah.
runes.
Oh, okay. The mid runes, yeah.
Yes, but
Right.
let's say it's 13 minutes. It doesn't matter. There's no objective you can get.
Yeah.
So what's your goal then? Do you want to go
S-
back and farm here? Do you think it's a good idea?
From there.
Or let's say
Um,
here, it's safe, right? So
yeah.
you're 3k ahead, right? Do you want to farm here safely?
Nah, we'd want to try and pressure their carry, right?
Exactly. So
Right.
the Dota game is very simple.
Yeah.
You want to destroy this building, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Can you
yeah.
destroy it at 15 minutes? No. It's
No,
just
no.
not possible. I mean, sometimes it is. If it's an Immortal draft game, there's like 3 carries in one team. They just
Yeah.
give up and they just let you end in 15 minutes. But most of the time, it's not possible. So your
Yeah.
first goal is to destroy tier 1 towers. Because the tier 2 towers are way stronger than the tier 1 towers, it's not
Yeah.
possible to get them early. I mean,
Okay.
sometimes it is, but usually it's just not efficient to do so. The easiest way to play around this, you want the map, just make sure that you're farming on the enemy side of the map.
Right.
And this
Right.
is going to be the blueprint of you winning games that you have a strong laning presence in.
Right. Okay.
Because it's very simple. When you think about it, you took those towers, right? So as
Yeah.
we talked about, this camp is open, this camp is open for you, right? Those are the safe camps already for you, right?
Yeah.
Because if the tower is not here, the waves are going to be pushed in, right? Hopefully.
Yeah.
Especially the ones that are on the side lanes, because the mid lane is always going to have someone that just wants to push out the lane, and the lane is shorter. So you want to push lanes in, hopefully with all the heroes you have.
Yeah.
Even sometimes someone is going to die. It's fine. If they gank like with 5 heroes, it doesn't matter. Even if you're feeding like off cooldown, but this wave is here all the time, is good for you, by the way.
Right. Okay.
Push out the lanes and try
Yeah.
to make your team play on the enemy side of the map. How do you do
Right.
it?
Okay.
If you're playing support, you set up
Vision as
vision, right?
well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're playing offlane, then the best thing you can do as an offlaner, especially with those heroes, because they are kind of similar, all of them again. Those, right?
Yeah.
Then what you can do is just play aggressively here. Farm here, farm this camp, maybe this camp. This one is kind of risky already. And this one
Yeah.
is also bad. If you keep the lane here and just farm this, farm this, farm this, farm this, you're doing your job perfectly. So, again, going back, between like 10 and 20 minutes, when there's no clear objective, because you took all
Yeah.
the towers, right? That's your main goal. Keep the lanes pushed in and make sure your team is able to play on the enemy side of the map. Because
Right. Okay.
if you're closing them in here, and it's very unlikely that someone is going to, be here and just farm, right?
Yeah.
And even
Yeah.
if he
Yeah.
is, if enemy carry is farming like here, 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 and here, he's farming 4 camps. And as soon as he shows on the wave, you're just gonna know that he's there and you're just gonna kill him, right? It's very simple.
Yeah.
So that's your main goal when it comes to 10 to 12 to 20 minute mark, which is play on the enemy side of the map.
Okay.
It's very simple. Again, it's nothing complicated. You don't want to push tier 2 towers. You don't really want to go for Roche at this point of the game. Sometimes you can if you have like Slardar or TA, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the next goal after 20 minutes?
Then yeah, I'd say Tormentor, because the Tormentor opens up at 20 minutes. Tormentor Roshan,
Okay,
probably.
so
But in my rank, we probably go for a tower,
okay, yeah,
which is wrong, isn't it?
exactly. That was my question. What if you're strong enough to take a tower? Isn't that more important than taking Tormentor? The answer is no, it's not. It's
Right.
really not.
Okay.
It's like far like Tormentor is over
Yeah.
3k gold swing. It's the biggest gold swing in the game.
Yeah.
The shard for your support means the enemy support doesn't get the shard. So that's the first
Yeah.
thing. If you're playing
Right.
position 5 or 3, the chances are you're gonna get the shard anyways, even if you're playing position 3, because
Yeah.
there's a
Yeah.
chance that one of your support already got the shard, right? So, shard is really important. How do you get the shard? If you're playing those heroes.
Just with the team, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Or no?
Correct.
Yeah.
So,
Just
what can you do with those heroes to get the shard?
just get vision and pester the life out of my team to come and take it. I
Set
could use serpents on it as well.
I mean, it's not gonna work every game because you're playing with
No,
random
no.
teammates, but what you can
Yeah.
do is just set up your team to
Yeah.
get a tormentor, which is, let's say you're playing Radiant, right? To push out this lane into here, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if there's a hero that wants to run in, he's gonna see a wave and he's not gonna ignore it, most likely.
No, no.
What you can do is just set up vision here and play
Yeah.
here in this area. And then when it's
Right.
tormentor time, you can go through the portal because again,
Right. Yeah.
we talked about it. You're
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
you're very close to the top lane because there is a twin gate. So that's what you're gonna abuse, right? So set up the map for yourself. Any pushed in lanes can result in you getting tormentor. Because if their lane is like here and enemy carry reacts, that means for 80 seconds he's not gonna have a TP.
Yeah.
And there is a chance he goes to the portal then, right? But again, it's like 20 seconds at least, and maybe he doesn't use the portal, so it's like 60 seconds to reach this place, or like 50, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Try to set up Tormentor any way possible.
Right. Okay. And you
What
always try that for 20 minutes, or would you say?
always?
Yeah. Okay. No
I mean,
worries.
there are cases that it's not optimal for you to get a Tormentor at 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But those are the cases when it's getting too complicated to even talk about it, which is like, you cannot really contest the enemy and you can get Roche in this time, then it's probably better for your team if your team is like playing around here, let's say, right? And you can get Roche very quickly, then you go for Roche and then they get the
Right.
Tormentor. But you want
Okay.
to set up your team around 19 minutes
Yeah. Yeah.
to get a Tormentor, and that's your
It's
main
okay.
goal. And hopefully you're gonna have a hero. So what you can do is you push out lanes and you ask your, I don't know, Ursa, your Slardar, any hero to just go take Tormentor.
Right.
And if that's not the case, you can smoke your, I don't know, mid laner, let's say at 19 minutes with the other support. Let's say you're playing position 5. And instead of using the smoke to run into triangle at 1930, you smoke towards the Tormentor. And maybe you go like this, right? And maybe you get a kill here, and then suddenly you're close to the area to take the Tormentor. 20 minutes, Tormentor. That's your main goal, right? Let's say, okay, let's go back. So what are your goals going from the start of the game to the 20-minute mark? Because I want to repeat what I said. I just want you tell me.
So obviously my goals are stay in lane, get levels fast. I want to try and create 2 versus 1 situations. Don't be caught out in 1 versus 2 situations. I want to open up the map. My first objectives between 10 and 20 minutes would be to try and get all the tier 1s down. Use the portal a lot more. Just try and overload the enemy carry. I'll ignore the tier 2s early. I'll never even think about tier 2s until we've got the Tormentor and Roshan. Get a vision for the team and try and encourage the team to play in the enemy side of the map. And Yeah, Tormentor's got the biggest gold swing in the game, and then Roshan, and then push tier twos.
That,
But I think one thing as well is build and um, itemization in the lane, and like I'm never sure what to build after I've got my say I go Glimmer 4 staff.
mhm,
Do I then go for the Ag Scepter, or do I get Aeon Disc, or do you know? I think I want to ask you,
mhm.
what is the best sort of way to find builds without just following one or would you suggest just following a blank one, or
Mm,
am
no,
I
no,
to
no.
just
It's actually, again, it's very simple when you think about it, and we're
yeah
gonna change the way you think about it. So, itemization. The main idea behind the items,
yeah
post the laning stage, obviously,
hmm
is what is the main problem when you're ahead? What is the main way of you losing the game?
by dying and giving the enemy team a
Yeah,
network swing,
yeah.
isn't it? Oh, I
So,
need to build items that keep me alive, is it?
yes, it's very simple, right?
Okay. Yeah,
And
yeah.
the other thing is, if you're losing the game, what is the way for you to win it?
Right. This is I think this is the biggest struggle for lower ranked players, including like myself.
I
I
mean, it's basically the same thing as we talked about it.
yeah.
So
Um
you tell me, you just answered that question, just reversed.
um itemize itemize to stop dying.
No, no,
Oh no.
that's correct. You're
Okay.
dying
Yeah.
anyways. You're losing the game, right?
Okay. Yeah, so how do we
How do you
stop
come
that?
back into the game? By killing enemies.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then you go for offensive items when you're losing.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's a difficult one that though. So give me a suggestion of that then, sorry. So I'm losing the game. What
Yes.
is a good offensive item then? For
Okay,
like
so
even
you're
any of my
losing a game.
supports?
Okay, so you're losing the game to a morphling. Let's put it this way.
Yeah.
Then you're gonna buy a vessel. But if you're winning the game against morphling, okay, obviously you can buy vessel versus morphling because it's a very
Yeah,
strong
yeah.
item, right? But
Absolutely, yeah.
what you can also do is just get a glimmer cape versus
Yeah.
morphling even. You don't need to kill him if he deals no damage, right? What you can do
Right.
is just run away from him.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
something you need to think about. So offensive and defensive items. Obviously, as position 5, it's very rarely the case you're gonna get like offensive items because
Yeah, yeah.
it's like not many items you can get as offensive ones. But
No, no.
Solar
Is that me?
Crest,
ATOS I can think of. ATOS, Solar Crest. It's actually, I would argue, no, Solar Crest is an offensive item, isn't it? Because you buff
it
your
is an
carry.
offensive item, yes, yes.
Yeah.
But also a blink.
Um,
Let's put it this way: if you're playing a shaman,
yeah.
you can go for a blink, right? And then
Right.
just play around trying to catch enemy because every kill
Yeah.
you're gonna get when you're losing is more valuable, right? Because you're gonna get
Right.
more gold of it, and then the enemy is gonna. So it's that simple. So that's the again, it's the blueprint. If you're losing the
Yeah.
game, go for offensive items. If you're winning the game, go for defensive items. Because the only way to win a game if you're losing is to kill enemies. And the only
Yeah.
way to lose a game if you're winning is to just die randomly.
Okay.
It's
Yeah, that makes, you know what, looking at it like that, it's a complete different way of thinking. I like that.
yeah,
Right.
and then for these certain items, because we talked about defensive, offensive. So you always need to find solutions to your problems. So let's say you're playing against heroes that have lots of magical damage, right?
Yeah.
Then your answer to the problems is going to be most likely the Glimmer Cape, right?
Yeah, see, and that's 90% of the time I decide that, but maybe I should start thinking more about the four staff. I always think about four staff, they've got like a Skywrath mage or something that can root you in place, and you can't even do it from Slark anymore, can you? You can't get
No,
away from his
no.
pounce. So yeah, I'm not
I'll be
sure.
honest with you. This is my personal opinion. Obviously, I don't really like the four stuff a lot,
Okay, okay.
but this is a personal opinion. What
Yeah,
you can do is okay. So another way of thinking, right? Let's say you want to do every single thing we've talked about, right? Which is
yeah,
it's 18 minutes. You're playing a support. You're ready to group up, right? Because you're gonna group up for the next 5 minutes. That's your goal, right?
yeah,
Because we talked about it. You want to take Tormentor, you want to take Roshan, tier 2 towers, so you're gonna be likely to be together, right?
Yeah.
So what are the items you want to get? If you're, let's say you're playing Jakiro, right?
Yeah.
What you can do is, go ahead.
Like, is that more like a mechanism or things like that, or?
Yes, because for
Okay.
the next 5 minutes, hopefully, your plan is to stay together. Then, if
Right.
that's the case, you want to get aura items, which is mechanism, greaves, drums of endurance. This is a build that I've been seeing a lot in my games with Jakiro, which is just rushing. So either it's drums on the hero or greaves, like nothing in between, like not
Oh,
force of
okay.
glimmers, no, like either boots. Because as a Jakiro, when you think about it in the macro scale of the game, you really want to group up at some point, right? Because you're very strong at pushing, you're very strong at team fighting, so you want to face the other team, right? You don't want to get pickups as the hero. I mean, you can if you're the +1 for your mid laner, but if the case is of you just grouping up, then you can go for group up items, right?
Yeah.
And maybe you want to group up, but you have a carry SF or a carry that is very strong and just gonna be following your team, right? And with the Aegis, he's unkillable. Then maybe you get a Solar Crest or a Lotus Orb if the game requires you to counter or dispel, counter spells or dispel your carry, right?
Right.
Just think about your problems and what fixes them.
Yeah.
Maybe you're playing a teamfight hero, right? Like a Jakiro. And here, let's say you're the only hero that can die in a teamfight.
Right. Yeah.
Then think about what kills you and how to counter that. If it's an enemy PA that is going to jump someone, right? And you're the only hero that she can jump, just get a Ghost Scepter. Just fix your problems with the items. This is your main question with the items. Obviously, the first one is, are we winning or are we losing, right? And then following with that. But if you're playing support, what is my problem or potential problem and how do I fix it? And if there's nothing that is a problem for you, which means you're winning the game, then what is the most efficient item for my team to get?
Right.
Which is like drums, pipe, right? Maybe you can get a pipe with Jakiro. I mean, doesn't sound like it's a good idea.
No.
Maybe you have a Elsie offlane, right? And she's not gonna get a pipe. Then maybe you just get a pipe and just end the game, right?
Yeah.
So the question again is, what is my problem? How do I fix it? This is the simple way of thinking about your itemization.
Right.
Dota game, when you play a Dota game, it's only a matter of you asking yourself the right questions. And I'm here for that, right? I'm just gonna give you the questions, not the answers, because you're gonna play a game. There's gonna be 9 different heroes than your Jakiro.
Yeah.
Right? But again, you have to learn how to ask yourself the questions.
Right. Okie dokie. As regarding like when I'm playing in game, at the moment I've got my silly Dota 2 Pro Tracker guides. Would you suggest just turning on the Dota 2 Plus and then think more for myself, or?
I mean, I'm using Dota guides. I think they are only a shortcut for your items. Because once you play your hero like 15 times, you're gonna realize what your hero likes and what your hero doesn't, right?
Yeah.
And only it's the matter for you to use the guides as a shortcut to the items. Because how long you've been playing Dota?
What guides do you use then? Long enough. I don't.
So you know all the items, right?
I should do, yeah. Like, yeah. I should. My knowledge should be high. It's the occasional new ones that the one that's Puck buys. That flipping, I don't know what it's called now. But there's one or two I need to read up on, but I'm never. I think support-wise, I'd like to think I know the items. Yeah.
Okay. So any guides you want, you can use. I don't think Dota Plus is a great suggestion because sometimes it's just showing you random items, right?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But your main idea should be behind every hero, right? So I will just talk quickly about it right now because we have 8 heroes. It's gonna be very quick. So for the Witch Doctor, I think there are 3 builds. Either I made a guide on it again. One is Vessel build.
Yeah.
and you just put Mallet and Vessel. The second
Yeah,
one
that's
is
pretty
Healing
good.
one that I just released yesterday.
Yeah, I need to watch that. It's in my watch list.
Yeah.
I will get around to watching that. It looks
And the
good.
third one is like Aghanims with usually a Blink. It's like only 3 builds you can play. And there's obviously like Glimmer Capes and all of that you can, but there's 3 playstyles you can play on this hero. So depending on the game, if your goal is to group up at 20 minutes, which one would you say is the most efficient for you?
Healing build.
Most likely, unless your
Yeah.
team lacks damage. Then maybe you go for
Right.
Aghanims, right? Simple.
Okay, yeah.
For the Shaman, I think it's very simple again. The question you need to ask yourself on the Shaman, do you need a Blink? That's the first
Right.
question. And if the answer is yes, then you go for a Blink. If your team lacks catch and you have no way to initiate a fight, then you just get a Blink. If you don't need a Blink, then you ask yourself, okay, so what build is the one I should go for? So do I need
What,
either
Aether
lens?
Lens? Yeah, do you
Yeah,
have what do you think about that item?
yeah, it's very good. It's very strong.
Right.
Not on every
Yeah.
hero though, but it's very strong. I very much like it. So
Okay.
maybe you go for that. Maybe you go for a Glimmer Cape, right? You usually don't have much choice with the Shaman other than like, Lens and Glimmer Cape and the Blink, I would say. So,
Yeah.
but the main question is, do I need the Blink on this hero, right?
Okay.
On Jakiro, you're usually going to win the lane and you usually want to group up early on. So again, you ask yourself, do I need Greaves or Drums? I think right now, yes?
Yeah, sorry. How do you answer that question? Like drums for me, I never really buy drums because it just provides attack speed, right?
Yes,
Is
I
that
mean, it's kind of like a lot of move speed as well, which is,
okay?
and there's like,
So
you can upgrade the item into the boots that are very good in terms of team fight.
yeah,
Because there's
right.
like no slows that can be applied to your team for almost 2 seconds. So,
Oh yeah,
but going back, I think
yeah.
right now in Dota, in the current meta, I think it's very, very strong to have a Greaves in your team. And now is the
Okay.
question if your team has a Greaves. So I think if your team, nobody on your team is building Greaves, I think you can, what you can do is just build Greaves every game on Jakiro from this
Right.
point of the game.
And that's just Jakiro, yeah.
Yeah. If
Okay.
there's a Greaves builder, you can go for like drums,
Yeah.
Tranquil's drums, right? And just play around, team fight. Because you want to team fight on this hero, you want to group up early, right?
Yeah.
And on the Lich, I don't really play that hero that much.
No,
But
no.
I think,
I'd honestly take that away, to be honest. I probably won't play Lich. I'd probably stick to the them three
but
heroes, yeah.
what I will say on the Lich, I think Lich
Yeah.
is the most universal in terms of the items other than the 3 heroes here.
Okay.
What
Yeah, that makes
you can
sense.
do is just answer your questions, answer your problems, sorry, on the
Yeah.
Lich. Which is like, you can get a Glimmer Cape, you can get a Blink if you need initiation, like lots of the items you can get, right? So for those 2 heroes, I think the build is quite simple in most cases. It's mostly the question of you getting a Blink or Blade Mail first, right?
Or a what? Sorry,
Sorry?
a blink or a what? Sorry.
Or Blade Mail, right?
Oh.
So it depends on the game, right? Because sometimes
Yeah.
you're going to be
Yeah.
allowed to just farm aggressively if you get a Blade Mail, and sometimes you need the Blink to initiate early.
So you're saying as well, based on what you said before, you'd go blade mail if you're ahead or not, or does that not
Yes,
count for yeah, blade mail if you're ahead and blink if you're behind because you need to be offensive, don't you?
yeah. That's
Okay.
actually, I didn't even think about it, but you just answered the question, right? It's actually
Yeah.
very simple. Obviously,
I
getting a Blink on those
yeah.
heroes is also, you need to consider one more thing, right? If you get a Blink, do you get kills? Because,
Yeah.
that's the main point, right? On the
Okay.
Elysian, it's even
Yeah.
more important. Because you can get a Blink, but then your supports have no damage, or maybe your offlaner doesn't have damage, right?
Yeah.
Then, And for this hero, I think if you want to play Necrophos, you get Radiance every game anyways.
Right.
If you don't get Radiance on this hero, I think you're picking a wrong hero.
Yeah.
So you just want to be efficient with the Radiance. And then you ask yourself, when I'm playing Necrophos, I'm just asking myself, how greedy can I be?
Right.
And if the answer is yes, so I can be greedy, I'm just gonna go like travels, shard, and then fix my problems that I'm gonna encounter, right?
Nice.
Which is like, you know, getting Lotus Orb, maybe Shiva's Guard, maybe just straight hard Aghanims if I'm playing, you know, very ahead, right? But again, fixing the problems you have. And if you're getting Radiance, let's say you get it before minute 15. I think if you get it later, you're very likely to lose the game on this hero. So I would say, when is it? You're picking the second phase, right? When are you likely to pick Necrophos?
Is it if they got strength heroes or
No. Let's say you're picking
if they've not
the
got many
second phase.
disables? Would look at their supports and see if there's anything that's got mad disables, or if they pick AA to avoid it. I'm not sure really.
Okay, so Necrophos is a hero that needs to be ahead, right? Hopefully.
Right.
Out of offlaners, it's like with Alchemist, basically the same. I mean, Alchemist is obviously a carry, right? So you're gonna pick Necrophos into what you see so far. Then you need to make sure that your lane, with what you see, is stronger than the enemy, right?
Right.
So if your support is a weak laner, I would shy away from Necrophos.
Right, okay.
But if he's a strong laner, you can pick Necrophos, right? So if your support, I don't know, picks... let's go back here. If your support picks a weak laner like a Lion, then I would not pick a Necrophos into a blind lane. But maybe you see, I don't know, enemy picks a weak laning hero versus you. Let's say it's, I don't know, Disruptor is not the best laner, let's put it this way. Or maybe, I don't know, Vengeful Spirit. Anything that is not a strong laner, you can pick Necrophos into. That's your main goal. Obviously, you need to keep in mind that some heroes like Oracle are maybe not the best laners, but Oracle can dispel your Shroud, which is making it problematic for you to play the hero.
Oh, yeah.
But basically, your question is, if you want to pick Necrophos, you ask yourself, do you win this lane? And for those two heroes, it doesn't matter, basically. What you can do is, like, you win your lane, you just stay and abuse it. If you lose the lane, you go to farm those two camps, right? And then you just recover with Blade and Link, right?
Okay.
Yeah, it's that simple. And the Vengeful Spirit, I think you need to get Aghanims in most games or Solar Crest.
Yeah.
Nothing in between.
Right. Okay.
So it's that simple.
So I think obviously you covered it in the laning phase. 6 minutes. There's no items that you can get that literally changes the lane, is there? You know, in terms of, you said just keep getting regen and try and win trades. Is there no items I should be aiming for? Obviously not boots, but
I mean,
there isn't, is there?
No. It's for the laning stage at 6 minutes. You should be always just either having boots or queuing at boots.
Yeah.
Because after that you can. So for the laning stage, you really want to get the stick. In most cases, I mean, either at the start or even past 3 minutes. Maybe a raindrop, tangos, mangos, all of that, and then transfer that into boots, right? It's actually very simple.
If you have a do you okay to get Windlace first, or would you always just ignore that and go straight boots?
On Shaman?
Any hero. So sometimes I'll buy a Windlace if I'm like really struggling on gold, do you know, instead of getting the boots. But say just don't do that. Is that a waste of gold, do you think?
I don't think it's a waste of gold, but I would be trying to get Windlace only if it changes much on my lane. Which is like, let's say I'm playing versus Clockwork and I know he's gonna catch me if I don't have Windlace. Then I will get a Windlace, but boots are my priority. In terms of movement speed, boots are better than the Windlace, right?
Yeah.
Even though they are more expensive.
It's a lot more, isn't it? 45 and then 15. And yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, 500 gold, 225 gold. Much better value for move speed as well, isn't it?
So going back to the items again, I think there are certain items right now that are just strictly better than I would say they are meta right now, which is like Guardian Greaves are very important for that. Drums are very strong as well. Like the Glimmer, Force Staff, and Solar Crest are as strong as ever, I would say.
Yeah.
they are just like, 6 out of 10, right? Which is
Right.
solid. We've
Yeah,
been
yeah.
there, right? 6 out of 10 is, most of the time, is good enough for you. We've been
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
So, yeah. And
Okay.
again, answering the questions, right? So let's say you need to dispel something on yourself, then greaves are the best choice. I would say
Right.
having one pair of greaves is very good right now in Dota.
Okay.
Okay, so do we have a strong structure right now set up for you to climb MMR?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've definitely until I get to the tier twos, but I think it'll continue after the tier twos if you as long as you keep following the same sort of guide. In terms of opening the map. Once you got the tier twos, then I guess you just repeat again: Tormentor, Roshan, and High Ground. It's more of a. I think I need to get the Aegis carrier to focus more on the towers rather than jumping in and team fighting because you should use your first life to chip the tower, shouldn't you?
No,
Rather
okay,
than
so again, we go back just a bit, right?
yeah.
We ended up at the Tormentor. So what's the most efficient way to get Roshan after getting Tormentor?
The most efficient way to get Roshan.
Yes, let's say you took this at 20 minutes.
Yeah. If it took out 20 minutes, would you just use the portal and go to the Roshan or not? Would you normally get pickoffs first?
Exactly. So
Yeah.
there's like one more thing that I want you to use, which is after Tormentor, it's very good to portal with a smoke.
Yeah.
And then if there's no risk of you losing the rush, right? So let's say you set up the lanes, you took the Tormentor, enemies are not contesting you, right? They just let you take the Tormentor. What is the most likely place they are playing around?
They're gonna head towards the Tormentor, aren't they? Probably.
I mean, they just let you have it, right?
Yeah.
So it's very likely that someone is playing in this area. It's very likely.
Right. Yeah.
Because they are not playing here, right? Because you would know that at this point. So going through the portal, if you took the Tormentor at 20 minutes, the best things you can do is just smoke and go for the XP Shrine because it's a guaranteed kill. Someone is going to be there. And if not, you just get this.
Yes.
You're grouped up. What you can do is go either Roche or take this tower, right? Possibly even this tower, but usually it's already dead, right? But you're grouped up as 4 or 5 heroes at this point, even 3 heroes. You get this kill, you're allowed to get Roche, right?
Right.
Or this tower.
Yeah.
So you took the Roshan, you took the tier 2 towers, right? This is the aim goal. But you cannot pressure high ground. So what's your play?
Oh God, this is a difficult part. So
It's not. You know the answer. We talked about it today.
And that's just farm their jungles, is it?
Yes.
Farm their camps.
Yes. It's just instead of playing around this area, which is opened up after taking tier 1 towers, you can already take every single camp outside their base, right?
Right.
So again, you don't go back farming here. This is what I hate the most.
Yeah.
You just play aggressively, and that means they are just sitting and waiting for you to go high ground. And fuck the high ground. If you don't have the heroes to go for high ground, just farm for 10 more minutes. And this is maybe sometimes it's gonna be boring.
Is there a time? Sorry, you said before about the 20-minute mark. Is there a specific time? Sorry, I can't even say. Is there a specific time that has become safe? Would you say? Like 30 minutes
but because
plus,
it's cutting you out again.
Would you recommend a time that is safe for high ground? Like we said before, about 20 minutes for the Tormentor and Roche. Don't get tier 2s until after 20 minutes. Is there a specific time you'd say is roughly safe for tier 3 pushing? Or
I mean, it depends on the heroes you've got. Sometimes you're going to be strong enough to just go high ground. In my bracket, usually you just go high ground with the first Aegis, not the second one.
Oh, yeah.
But people are more efficient. It's hard for me to tell you if it's possible. Looking at this draft, I don't think it's possible to go high ground at 22 minutes because you have Anti-Mage. He's not going to be ready to go high ground. But maybe you have a Medusa that has a butterfly and you have a Solar Crest, then it's possible.
Yeah.
And obviously, for the high ground push, you can itemize for that as well, right? Which is like, if you know that your carry is going to hit high ground and he's going to have Aegis, the best item you can get for high ground pushes is usually a Solar Crest. Because he's going to be standing there tanking the tower, and you give him barrier for that, and then he has more attack speed, right?
Right. Okay.
But this is a small thing that you can keep in back of your head. You don't need to focus on that. But again,
Right, yeah.
going back, you are able to get the Tormentor, get the Roshan, get tier 2s hopefully. If you are not able to go high ground, then remember, farm enemy side of the map.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
just make sure they are not farming, all of them are farming like random places here.
Right.
And if they are, just punish them, right? Because it's very unlikely that the enemy team is going to be like 3-4 heroes here. It's most likely
Yeah.
their enemy carry that if you kill him here, because he's already angry, he's not safe playing here, right? You kill him here,
Yeah.
he's going to buy back and the game is over. You know, you just tilt him out of the game, basically. So,
Oh.
again, farming aggressively. This is past getting tier 1 towers, the answer how to win the 70-80% of the games is to farm aggressively. It's obviously doesn't mean that you should be feeding randomly in triangle, right? But more like you should move your team towards aggressive areas so it's safe for you to farm. So if your carry wants to farm here, that means you have a setup vision here.
Yeah.
This lane is pushed out, so it's safe for you because there's gonna be a hero showing up here, right? Because if your lane is here and this lane is here, if your carry is farming here, he's just griefing, unless he's like dodging, right? But if this lane is here and this lane is here, then farming here is actually very good because you're keeping this lane pushed out, this lane pushed out, right? And you're playing in aggressive areas. So that's the main gist of how to win the Dota game. Everything I told you about, I'm doing every single game in my taking bracket. Every single game.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's actually really helpful, to be honest. I'm happy with what you've told me.
Because Dota has to be simple. Because there's so many things you need to think about. There's like 10 different heroes. People are talking. They are talking, you know, English, Russian, Spanish. You have no time.
Oh, yeah.
This guy is flaming. This one is like singing through the microphone. Too many things that you need to focus on, right? So your game plan has to be simple. Or rather, maybe the game plan is not simple always, but the questions you're going to ask yourself every game that are going to create the game plan are simple. And if they are simple, you know, the answers are going to be easier to find, right?
Yeah.
No question,
absolutely.
no complicated questions.
Right.
I think we've got this covered. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, no, not really. It's insightful. It's good. It's a very good session. That's literally what I wanted from you, to be honest with you. My one question would be, my last question, if you had to put them 4 support heroes in order, would you rank them for me? In fact, yeah, just out of all these heroes, so 4, 3, and 1. Okay, so
I mean, Jakiro is like the best because it's the strongest laner in Dota right now, and he pushes towers. Like, out of support, you can see it. I don't like the hero. I'm banning it, right?
Yeah.
It's like the strongest hero you can pick to climb MMR right now, I would say.
Right, okay.
Because it wins lanes. You can also go for the second facet if you need a bonus stun as well. But then you're kind of giving up on the lane. I mean, you're not giving up, but it's, you know, it's way weaker laning, right? What you can do is when you're playing Jakiro and you want to take the other facet, that means your lane is way stronger than the enemies.
Right,
which is you're playing with a strong laner as your position 1, and then the enemy is like double melee lane that is not gonna kill you. Then you can go for this facet because you're gonna win the lane anyways, right?
Right.
So yeah, this one, I think this is better because with Axe you can kind of win the game yourself. With Legion, it's like pretty much impossible early on because it's easier to start this noble with Axe than with Legion. And Necro is like a greedy choice, I would say. I would say this hero you need to pay attention how are your heroes gonna function together. And for this, I don't think I would change that much. Which you're
Okay.
gonna find yourself in a situation where you win the fights, but you're not gonna be able to pressure buildings with witch doctors
Right.
sometimes. But
Yeah.
again, try to make your team play
Mhm.
aggressive areas, and good things will happen on this hero.
Right. Okay.
'Cause
Okay.
you don't need to mind dying yourself, because you have the innate, right? So you dying
I,
isn't a big of a difference that much, I would say.
and lastly,
Yeah.
the position 4. If I get a chance to position 4, is Venge better than Jakiro? Would you say,
No,
or?
Jakiro is
Oh, really?
simply the best hero you can pick as support right now, I would say.
Oh,
In terms
goodness.
of
So,
climbing MMR, I think it's the
yeah.
best support overall as well, but I've been
Okay.
seeing it a bit less in my games, so maybe the
Right.
meta is going to evolve. But for climbing MMR, I don't
Mhm.
think in this current patch there is a single better hero than Jakiro,
No
because
worries.
it offers you so
Fine.
much.
Brilliant. Okay, so that's two. I've got 2 position 4s. I've got 4 position 5s, and I've got 3 position 3s, and I'll just stick to that for now.
Yeah, but
Yeah, I think
the
that's
main
perfect.
plan is, doesn't matter which role you're playing. The main
Yeah,
plan is
yeah,
still the same. You win your
yeah. No,
lane,
absolutely. Yeah.
take tier 1 towers, play aggressive
Mhm.
areas, take Tormentor, go smoke, go either here for the XP shrine or Roche,
Yeah.
get tier 2 towers, and then either high ground or just play aggressive areas until you are ready to high ground. Maybe it's gonna take you another Aegis, right? Maybe. But keep in mind, always play in aggressive areas when you can, because
Yeah.
this is going to win you MMR. And keep out pushing the lanes, because the way you can play aggressively is by keeping up the lane, keeping the lane push out, right?
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
if you're playing support, then you're more likely to push out the lanes than your cores, right? Because if you're strong
Yeah.
here, let's say you're strong here, and your team is very strong, but this lane is pushing in, maybe you are going to TP as a Jakiro, use your spell or two, and just go back to your team, right? Hopefully very quickly.
Yeah.
But
Right.
you are likely to TP here because in
Mhm.
the end, you're like the least important hero of your team, right? And if they want to
Yeah.
control this area, and you have to address it, right? This and this, let's
Right.
say. Yeah, that would be. If you have any questions after the session,
Yeah.
I'm happy to answer them. Remember, the main thing about this session, ask yourself the right questions, and the
Yeah.
Dota game is going to become so easy.